This is the Little Moments Count radio podcast, created in partnership with community radio stations throughout Minnesota. Each episode, you'll hear interviews with early childhood experts on how to support the important brain development that takes place in the first 1,000 days of life, just through little moments every day. Learn more at littlemomentscount.org/podcast.
FM 89.9 KMOJ letting you know that every other Tuesday we lock in with Little Moments Count, and letting you know that Little Moments Count and KMOJ in partnership makes this thing happen, and I love it, I love it, I love it. Let me give you a little bit about Little Moments Count. They are a statewide collaborative focusing on helping parents and caregivers learn about the importance of brain development in the first 3 years of a young one's life. Now, nearly 80% of the brain growth happens in the first 1,000 days of a small moment's interactions. When we're talking about playing, we're talking reading, we're talking singing, anything with that physical aspect of it with using that operation of that brain. Now, if you like more information or you like to visit Little Moments Count, you can lock it in at littlemomentscount.org. And letting you know on the phone line, I got Carol Smallwood. I like to say good early afternoon, and how are you doing?
Afternoon. How are you doing? Thanks for having me on.
I'm about 6'3" and chilling. There's no question about it. For the listening,
at least you chilling.
Yes. For the listening audience, give us just a little bit about yourself so that they know who we're listening to.
I'm Carolyn Smallwood, and I am the CEO of Way to Grow, a Minneapolis-based early education, K through 3rd education home visiting services that is really focused on brain development as well.
So now when we're talking about Way to Grow, and then also you said the thing about home visit, what is the impact or how important it is that you guys do it when you do it in that manner of home visits? Because that's kind of like almost unheard of when it comes to that being an initiative of how one treats when it comes to youngsters and youth.
Oh, so Way to Grow is, first of all, we've been around since 1989. It was started by our previous mayor, Don Fraser, and the president and CEO of Honeywell. So we are one of the most premier nonprofit organization in early education and K through 3rd that provide extensive home visits to families. Last year, we provided services to over 2,055 people. Now, the services basically consist of early education, where we're working with children with families 0 to 5 years of age, as well as K through 3rd. The services that we provide is intensive work on prenatal health, cognitive skills, literacy and reading, family nights and groups, and K through 3rd academics. So we would love to bring in more folks. The area that we serve is Minneapolis, Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center, and some of the 6 surrounding suburbs.
So now when it comes...
So we have a person come in one-on-one working with the parent. We believe that the parent is the primary educator of the child.
So now one of the things that I do know is that when it comes to families and when it comes to the youngsters and the youth, and you all be working with both at the same time, sometimes you have to, stay a little longer in some other places at the same time. But when it comes to the youngsters and the youth, and what is that thing that helps youngsters in order, and I'm talking about the little ones, to get that understanding that, because they'll never get the full potential of the mindset of what they're doing, but you would recognize it as a parent or you would recognize it as an advisor when it comes to it. So what are some of the things that you guys work on when it comes to that?
Well, first off, we have to start early. Starting early is very, very important. When that baby is born or prenatally, mommy and dad needs to start working with that child automatically. That's the first thing. You indicated earlier about talking, playing, reading, and singing with the child earlier on, having that parent and child bonding. So that's important. The next step is ensuring that that child at the age of 2.5, 3 years old is receiving some type of early education. Working with that child on literacy, reading, numeracy and math, cognitive skills, motor skills, And parents don't realize they can do a lot of these things at home with very limited resources. You don't have to go out and buy everything. Some of those tools are right there in the home. So the big thing is start early, because Reshape says that if a child is not ready for kindergarten, it's a high probability they won't be able to compute or read by the third grade. And a child must be able to compute and read by the third grade in order to move forward in middle school and to graduate. So our organization believes that every child deserves an equal opportunity to succeed in school and life. And education and health is the key.
So now one of the things is because I know that you're locked into the marketing side of it and also real key on leadership. But then also
Sure.
when it comes to the educational side, what got you locked into the educational side and dealing with the youngsters and the youth at a very young age? And then even
Oh,
beyond that, yeah, just go ahead and let us know.
yeah. To be honest with you, I come from the neighborhood outside of from Detroit, Michigan. And I saw what my parents can do with the tools that they had at home. You know, they taught education and hard work, no matter what their means were. Education was number one in our household, and the hard work. That's what basically got me into this. But another piece, I've been able to use my skills in marketing and finance to operate an organization like Way to Grow and to be able to advocate for early education at the state level because I believe in it. And then most importantly, I love children and I love the neighborhood. I love the families. And I have a deep belief that no matter where we come from, no matter what walk of life, that we should be given an opportunity to be educated and to be healthy as well.
So now when someone's listening right now, and I know they're trying to say, well, they're talking, but they haven't given any phone numbers. If someone's listening right now, how can one get in contact with you when it comes to Way to Grow?
You can call us at 612-874-4740. Again, 612-874-4740. Ask to speak to Carolyn Smallwood. If I'm not available, any program director would help.
No doubt, no doubt. I want to say thank you very much for taking the time and enlightening the listening audience when we're talking about little moments count, because those little moments, they very well do count. And thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much.
No doubt,
You
no
have a
doubt.
nice evening. Have a nice evening.
All right, you do
And
the
we
same.
love Little Moments Counts, by the way. We love Little Moments Counts.
No doubt, no doubt. It's 89.9 KMOJ, and letting you know, ladies and gentlemen, that was none other than Carolyn Smallwood, and we're talking about CEO when it comes to Way to Grow. And if you like more information and you want to lock in when it comes to Little Moments Count, you can do that by that littlemomentscount.org/podcast, or even beyond that, you can lock in at Little Moments Count on the website at littlemomentscount.org. It's FM 89.9 KMOJ, no doubt about it, is the people's station.
Thanks for listening to the Little Moments Count radio podcast in partnership with community radio stations throughout Minnesota. You can find the Little Moments Count radio podcast wherever you get your podcasts and at littlemomentscount.org/podcast.